Ooh, Navy SEALs.
Hey, I'm Dave Watkins from Watkins Films. Today we are going to take a look at the new 4K edition of the 1990 military action movie, Navy SEALs, starring Charlie Sheen and Michael Biehn. It was directed by Louis Teague, who also directed Alligator and Cujo, based on a novel by Stephen King. This Navy SEALs was released as part of the recent Halfway to Black Friday event by Vinegar Syndrome. A few other movies I picked up from that are new to Vinegar Syndrome are Invasion USA, starring Chuck Norris. I'm looking forward to watching this one, and I may do a review on it. Also, China O'Brien and the sequel, China O'Brien 2, in the same box set. But back to Navy SEALs. This is released as part of the VSU line of Vinegar Syndrome, which is Vinegar Syndrome Ultra. And I think that probably means this packaging is badass. This is a badass box for this movie. Now, I do have a few more of these I'm going to show you. I've gotten from other events like this. The Cloak and Dagger, which is pretty much the same type of packaging. And last Halfway to Black Friday, they put out Showgirls. And for the Black Friday this year, they put out Southern Comfort. These are very nice releases. But back to Navy SEALs. All right, so let's take a look at the at what this VSU is all about. All right, so it opens up like this. And here you got a little ribbon and open it up. So, okay, so on the inside of it, we have, this is part of the, there's a golfing montage scene during the movie, and this is some drawings from that. On the back, you see a lot of different events in the movies, like explosions, which tend to happen in the movie. Explosions on a boat, underwater diving, and parachuting. That sort of thing that the Navy SEALs tend to do in the movie. All right, so here's the movie, and we still have a slipcover over it. And once we take the slipcover off, we are down to, if you bought this off of Amazon, you would probably end up with this version. This is what would come to you. This is a standard version of the movie. Once you get down to there, this also came with a booklet about the movie, Navy SEALs, and it, like these books. And here's Charlie Sheen. I'm here with the teams, and there's a Joanne Whaley Kilmer. That's how she's billed in this movie. She was married to Val Kilmer at the time, and later on, after they got a divorce, she dropped the Kilmer from the name. Here's a helicopter. You can see that thing. And then another picture of Charlie Sheen, who's in the movie. And another picture of Charlie Sheen. And, ooh, look at that. Another picture of Charlie Sheen. I wonder if we're going to see Michael Biehn in this. Well, nope. Charlie Sheen. It says, ooh, Navy SEALs there. That's awesome. They're embracing that. Here's one of the team. And it's neat. I like it when it comes with these booklets. Let's take a look at the actual disc. We have two discs. We have a 4K version and we have the Blu-ray version. So it's nice to have both in case you end up not with a 4K player. But if you have the 4K player, I would recommend watching the 4K version of the movie. Now, as far as the 4K transfer of this movie, I think they did a good job with it. At first I wasn't seeing a lot of what I consider to look like. Once you take a movie that was shot on film, sometimes when you see it in 4K, it's just like, wow, this thing looks amazing. So at first I wasn't thinking that, because there were some scenes where it's just probably the way the movie was shot, which it looks fine in the movie, but it didn't really go towards a very sharp and clean picture at first. And there was even some close-ups in some areas it looked a little not that very much detail, and even maybe a little soft in some areas. But when they got a little further into the movie, I started seeing some scenes where you saw a very sharp and a lot of contrast on a lot of detail seen on the faces of the actors, and as far as some of the underwater stuff and exterior night stuff, you can see everything that's going on very nicely, and I think this upgrade was very well done. This is my first time watching this movie, and I thought it was fun. I could see where some people claim it might be geared towards the lowest common denominator because of some of the action work and stunt work, and just I think the idea of the SEAL team just going in and doing what they're doing, and it is very similar to a lot of other movies, especially Top Gun, and it's not as effective as Top Gun, but the cast here is very good, and they work well together. They went through some military training for a little bit before the movie. So with the stuff that they're doing, it reads well to me anyway. I think that some military advisors may disagree, but I believe that they were a team. And I mean, you got Charlie Sheen and Michael Biehn as the main two leaders of the team. And then you have Bill Paxton playing one of the team members, and Dennis Haysbert, who played President Palmer in 24, plays one of the other guys. And then they all seem to work together very well, and they go through a lot of different stunts, and there's lots of pyrotechnics and some firefights and parachuting, and they had access to some military ships and planes that really look terrific on camera. They had a very high budget for this movie, and so it is impressive to that extent. But there are a lot of cliches in it, and there are some cringeworthy scenes and some cringeworthy, especially when they're in these kind of military meetings with the higher ups. I mean, those scenes were the most cringy to me, and some of the stuff they said in those scenes. And there's also the character that Joanne Whaley Kilmer plays. She's a journalist that they have to go and try to get more information from, and she's almost seems to be set up to be a love interest for Michael Biehn's character, but they never really follow through with it, which is probably okay. I don't know if we really needed to see that, but not that it would have been a bad thing, because you kind of feel you do feel some chemistry between them, and Charlie Sheen comes and tries to break it up, tries to cock block him, but he doesn't. Charlie Sheen's character doesn't realize that he's trying to. He's actually Michael Biehn's character is just trying to get information from her, getting her to help them on their assignment that they're doing. The terrorists in this movie are Middle Eastern terrorists, which may offend some people. It doesn't offend me. It seems realistic to me. Not that every terrorist is Middle Eastern, but there are a lot of Middle Eastern terrorists, so it didn't bother me. And so as far as the plot, they come in at the beginning on a mission to save some other army guys who have been taken hostage by the military terrorist, and they come in and they save some of them. But while they're trying to extract them, they come across a bunch of missiles in this one area, but they don't destroy them. And then Charlie Sheen wants to destroy them, but Michael Biehn's character, who's in charge, says they just need to get the guys out of there. So they leave, and then which with much regret, because the rest of the movie focuses on them trying to get back to the missiles. And then there is the montage scene kind of in the middle after they have a very bad mission, and they have a golf montage where they all go and play golf, which was originally written as a football montage, which the actors kind of said they didn't want to do it that way because it would be too much like Top Gun's volleyball montage. But the golf montage is a lot of fun, and I think it works well in the movie. But you got to have a montage. This movie is easily lampooned. Like Team America reminds me of this, and they're almost you can kind of see that sort of America. Yeah, but they don't say that, but you kind of feel that in the movie sometimes. So it's kind of funny to me. This movie is super serious. For the most part, everything that's happening is super serious. But at the same time, I guess you could still kind of either laugh for the seriousness or enjoy the stunt work and the other things that are happening in the movie. So anyway, that's my take on the movie. I think Vinegar Syndrome did an excellent job with this packaging, especially, and this is a pretty big movie for them to have as part of their product line. So let me know your take on it, and if you haven't done so already, if you will subscribe and also like this video, or or do both or one or the other, it'd be awesome. I'm Dave Watkins, and maybe I'll do an Invasion USA in the near future.